exploring if conservatives really have an advantage in mental health was retracted after a post-publication peer review. The study explored links between a wokeness scale and mental health issues. According to one of the article's authors, the paper was pulled after a reviewer falsely claimed the study cited white supremacist literature, which they say was not true. But their initial research has since been backed up. According to another recent study, conservatives do tend to feel more positive about their mental health compared to liberals. Molly, I mean, this is interesting, and it's one thing if it's just one study, because as someone who works in academics, I can tell you, I can find one study to back up any claim you want to make, but the reality is that there have been many surveys and many studies over decades that have shown that Republicans tend to self-identify as feeling happy or more satisfied at a greater margin than, say, their Democrat counterparts.
Yeah, and some of this I wonder is semantics to some extent in some of these various studies that are taken, but there's also many studies regarding being religious and having faith in God leading to greater happiness, and I think it's perceived that Republicans have a broader faith lives or more conservative faith lives or specific faith lives that might add to that. So some of that I feel like is polling, and some of that is, you know, the life experience that offers peace, and that kind of blends into these surveys.
Well, Griff, Molly is exactly right. Republicans tend to have more talking points regarding faith and family, and those two things are directly aligned with happiness.
Yeah, you show up to church, you get married, you raise traditional families, the studies have shown that's better. But, you know, if you break it down the political spectrum, you know, Democrats are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. And I have yet to meet a conservative that's suffering from Chuck Schumer syndrome, or Joe Biden syndrome, or Tim Walz syndrome, right? So maybe it is that they are so frustrated that, you know, the current conservative movement has had such success. Either way, I think, you know, the conservative sort of views on accountability also may play a role in that.
Yeah, and Jason, I mean, maybe Republicans tend to keep things in perspective a little bit more, things that mean more to them, which is why they don't get so emotionally worked up or emotionally charged about certain things.
Yeah, I agree. I like the way Molly was saying it. I think religion plays a role in it. The traditional family plays a role in it. It's not; these aren't absolutes. You can be happy and you know, on both sides of the aisle in perspectives. But I do think that's a big part of it. But I think in general, conservatives are out there talking about freedom and liberty and self-reliance. And that becomes very satisfying to somebody. And their self-worth, I think, goes up. And you look at the message the Democrats project. What is it? It's all about resistance and fighting. And like, they just seem to be very angry about the world and about everything around them. And they divide people instead of drawing people together. They preach tolerance, but that's not what they practice. And that brings anger, and I think they just become less satisfied in life in general.
Well, I mean, the last messages were make America great again,
Yes.
make America healthy again. Anybody who comes, goes against that, it's like, well, what are you doing? Of course you're not going to be happy when the mantra of the Republican Party right now is, let's just make things better. Let's work to a better future.
Yeah.
And yes.
Love the country.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, well, coming up, now it looks like they've got bad blood. But it used to be mad love. Blake Lively's friendship with Taylor Swift appears to be on the outs, as the Gossip Girl's team is out with new statements to the Big Weekend Show on her legal battle against Justin Baldoni.